Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the perfect mood. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. You think you need motivation before you move. No, you move first, and motivation shows up after. Every day you waste is a day you never get back. Every "I'll do it tomorrow" piles up until it buries you alive. You don't need permission to start. You don't need applause to keep going. You don't need a cheering crowd to prove you can win. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to drag you out of bed. No one is going to hand you the life you want. That's on you. It has always been on you. The pain of effort is temporary. The pain of regret will eat you alive for years. You're stronger than your excuses. You're bigger than your fear. You're tougher than your doubt. Get up, get moving, get it done. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're proud. There will never be a perfect day to begin, so make today the day. Get up and get it done. Action precedes motivation. You think you need to feel ready before you move. You think you need that spark, that rush, that perfect mood before you start. But that's the lie that keeps you stuck. Readiness is not the starting point. Readiness is the result. The moment you take action, the mind starts to catch up. The moment you make the first move, the fire begins to grow. You can sit around all day waiting for the right feeling to arrive, but feelings are unreliable. They come and go like the weather. If you base your progress on your mood, you'll be stuck in the same place for years. You don't wait to feel strong before you lift the weight. You lift the weight, and then you feel strong. You don't wait to feel confident before you speak up. You speak up, and then confidence is born. The act creates the emotion, the movement creates the momentum, and momentum is what fuels motivation. Most people think motivation is the spark that lights the fire, but in reality, action is the spark. And the more you act, the more that fire grows. One step leads to another. One victory, no matter how small, creates the energy for the next. That's why starting is everything, even if you don't feel ready. Even if you feel scared, even if the doubts are screaming louder than your courage, you take the step anyway, because the second you do, you've shifted from thinking to doing, and doing changes everything. You can't think your way into motivation. You act your way into motivation. And when that shift happens, you stop being a prisoner of your own hesitation. You realize you don't need to feel ready. You need to move, and readiness will follow. So take the first step, not tomorrow, not when you feel like it. Now, time is non-refundable. Once it's gone forever. You can earn more money. You can rebuild what you've lost. You can recover from mistakes. But you will never get back a single second that has passed. Every wasted day is not just a lost opportunity. It's a piece of your life you can never reclaim. You may tell yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow," but tomorrow is not promised. And even if it comes, the time you lost today is gone for good. That's why every choice you make matters. That's why every hour has value. You can't pause the clock. You can't bargain for more time. The days slip by whether you act or not. One day, you'll look back and wonder where all those years went. And you'll realize it wasn't the big moments that slipped away. It was the little ones. The mornings you stayed in bed when you could have moved forward. The hours you spent scrolling instead of building. The afternoons you said later when you meant never. Time doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't slow down because you're afraid. It moves forward no matter what you do. And each day you waste is a day that could have been used to get closer to your dreams. Think about it. What you do today will either bring you closer to the life you want or push it further away. You are writing your future with every moment you live, and the pen is in your hand right now. Stop thinking you have endless time. Stop acting like the clock isn't ticking, because one day the countdown will hit 0. And when that day comes, the only question that will matter is, did you use your time or waste it? Today is not disposable. This moment is not replaceable. and the life you want will not wait for you to decide. Use your time before it uses you. You don't need permission. You don't need someone to tell you it's okay to chase your dream. You don't need a green light from the world to start moving forward. Your progress doesn't require validation from anyone. Too many people waste their lives waiting for approval. They wait for someone to clap for them before they begin. They wait for someone to tell them they're talented enough, smart enough, worthy enough. But here's the truth: you don't need them to believe in you before you take action. If you keep waiting for the world to nod in agreement, you'll be waiting forever, because some people will never see your vision. Some people will never understand your hunger, and some people will doubt you simply because they doubt themselves. You can't live your life through the lens of someone else's opinion. You can't let their fears become your limits. The path you walk is yours alone, and the only approval you truly need is the one you give yourself. Stop asking for permission to be great. Stop explaining yourself to people who will never understand. Your dream is your responsibility. It's not up for a vote. It doesn't need a committee to sign off. You are the one who decides when to start, how far to go, and when to keep pushing. Every great achievement in history came from someone who refused to wait for approval. They moved first. They acted without permission, and the world eventually had no choice but to notice. Don't let hesitation chain you to mediocrity. Don't let the need for validation slow you down. If you can see the goal in your mind, if you can feel the fire in your heart, then that is all the permission you will ever need. The moment you stop looking around for approval is the moment you start moving at full speed. So take the leap, build without applause, climb without permission, and prove to yourself that you never needed them in the first place. Self-responsibility is key. No one will do it for you. It's on you. Your dreams, your goals, your future, they all depend on the choices you make and the actions you take. You can't outsource your life. You can't hand your vision to someone else and expect them to build it for you. No one is coming to carry you to success. No one is going to knock on your door and hand you the life you've been imagining. It doesn't matter how much people care about you. They have their own battles, their own goals, their own dreams to fight for. At the end of the day, you are the one responsible for whether you move forward or stay stuck. And the moment you accept that, you take back your power. You stop blaming circumstances. You stop pointing fingers. You stop waiting for luck to show up, because you realize the only person who can change your life is you. Yes, others can help. They can support you, guide you, encourage you, but they can't wake up for you. They can't put in the hours for you. They can't fight your battles for you. That's your job. If you keep waiting for someone else to take the first step for you, you'll be waiting forever. If you keep blaming the world for why you haven't moved, you'll stay exactly where you are. Responsibility is not a burden, it's freedom, because when it's on you, you're in control. You decide how hard to work. You decide how far to push. You decide when to keep going and when to adjust. And when you finally reach your goal, you'll know it wasn't handed to you. You earned it, you built it with your own hands, you fought for it when no one else was watching. That's the pride that only comes from owning your life. So stop waiting. Stop hoping someone else will carry the weight for you. Pick it up yourself, because it's not on them, it's on you. Temporary effort beats permanent regret. The pain of work fades, regret lasts. The struggle you feel when you push yourself will not stay forever. The soreness, the exhaustion, the frustration, they pass. But the pain of knowing you could have done more, the pain of knowing you quit when it mattered, that pain stays with you for life. Hard work hurts in the moment. It drains you, it tests you, it pushes you to places where you want to stop, where you want to give up. But that pain is temporary. You recover, You get stronger, you adapt, and what once felt impossible becomes part of your strength. Regret is different. Regret doesn't fade with time. It grows, it whispers to you at night. It reminds you of every opportunity you let slip away. It replays the moments you chose comfort over progress. It makes you wonder, what if I had tried harder? What if I hadn't stopped? The truth is, effort has an end date. You work, you sweat, you struggle, and then it's over. But regret has no expiration. It lives with you, buried deep, always reminding you of what could have been. When you choose to put in the work now, you're not just chasing a goal. You're protecting yourself from a lifetime of what-ifs. The discomfort you feel while working will vanish the moment you achieve what you set out to do. The pride will replace the pain. The joy will erase the struggle. But if you walk away too soon, if you avoid the hard work, you're trading a few moments of comfort for decades of wondering what might have been. It's not about whether you feel like it. It's about whether you want to look back one day knowing you gave everything you had. You can live with the pain of pushing yourself. You can survive the discomfort of effort. But living with regret, that's a weight you carry forever. So push now, work now, because the pain of work fades but regret never does. Excuses are weaker than you are. You already have the strength to break them. Every excuse you've ever made has one purpose: to protect you from discomfort. Excuses feel safe. They tell you it's not the right time. They tell you you're too tired, too busy, too inexperienced. They wrap you in comfort and convince you that standing still is the best choice. But deep down, you know the truth. Those excuses are lies you tell yourself to avoid the work. They are fragile walls made of fear, and you are strong enough to break through every single one of them. Think about it. You've faced hard things before. You've been tired before and still kept going. You've been scared before and still took the step. You've been uncertain before and still found a way. That same strength is still inside you. The excuses are not stronger than your willpower. They are not more powerful than your determination. The only reason they feel heavy is because you've been carrying them for too long. But the moment you decide to drop them, you'll realize they were never real obstacles. They were chains you put on yourself, chains you can unlock at any moment. Yes, breaking excuses will feel uncomfortable. Yes, it will demand more from you than you're used to giving. But on the other side of that discomfort is growth, and on the other side of that growth is the life you've been wanting. Every time you choose action over excuses, you get stronger. Every time you move forward despite the reasons not to, you prove to yourself that you're in control. Not your fears, not your doubts, not your comfort zone. You don't have to wait until you feel ready. You don't have to wait for the excuses to disappear on their own. You crush them by acting anyway. You silence them by proving them wrong. And with every step forward, you remind yourself of what's always been true. You are stronger than every excuse you've ever made. Fear and doubt are obstacles, not stop signs. They're signals to push harder. Most people see fear and stop. They feel doubt and turn back. They treat these feelings like proof they're not ready. But fear and doubt don't mean stop. They mean you're stepping into something that matters. They mean you're moving beyond your comfort zone, into territory where real growth happens. If you weren't doing something important, you wouldn't feel fear at all. Fear is your body's way of saying, pay attention, this is big. Doubt is your mind's way of challenging you to prove yourself. You can let them freeze you, or you can use them as fuel. The truth is, no great achievement comes without fear. No breakthrough comes without moments of uncertainty. If you wait until you feel no fear, you'll wait your entire life. The goal isn't to eliminate fear and doubt. The goal is to move forward with them sitting in the passenger seat, while you keep your hands on the wheel. Fear says, "This is dangerous." You answer, "Yes, but it's worth it." Doubt says, "You can't do this." You answer, "Watch me." When you push harder in the face of fear, you train yourself to act even when you're uncomfortable. You discover that fear is often an illusion, a shadow that disappears when you step into the light. You realize that doubt loses its voice the moment you take action. Fear and doubt will always be there, but they only have power if you listen to them. When you choose to keep going, they become proof that you're on the right path. They become signs that you're pushing limits, that you're aiming higher than before, and every time you push through, you get stronger. Your courage grows, your belief in yourself grows, and what once terrified you becomes something you can handle without flinching. So the next time fear and doubt show up, don't stop. Push harder, because they're not walls to keep you out, they're doors to the next level of your life. Pride comes after persistence. The reward is in finishing, not starting. Starting is easy. Anyone can get excited about an idea, make a plan, and take the first step. But excitement fades, motivation fades. And that's when persistence becomes everything. It's in the middle of the journey when progress feels slow, when the results are not showing yet, that most people quit. They think starting was the hard part, but the truth is, finishing is where the real challenge lies. Because finishing means pushing through boredom, finishing means showing up when no one is cheering, finishing means doing the work when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you feel like it's never going to pay off. Persistence is not glamorous. It's repetition. It's discipline. It's refusing to let temporary discomfort rob you of permanent achievement. And when you finally reach the end, when you finally see the results of all those long days and late nights, that's when pride hits you. The pride of knowing you didn't quit when it got hard. The pride of knowing you followed through, even when you could have walked away. That pride is worth more than the initial burst of motivation you had at the start. Because beginnings are filled with hope, but endings are filled with proof. Proof that you can keep going. Proof that you can finish what you start. Proof that you are stronger than every obstacle, every excuse, every reason to quit. When you cross that finish line, the struggle will make sense. The late nights will feel worth it. The early mornings will feel worth it. And the sacrifices will feel small compared to the reward. Starting will give you excitement. Finishing will give you pride, and pride lasts far longer than excitement ever could. So don't stop halfway. Don't settle for "I started." Keep going until you can say, "I finished," because the real reward is not in the beginning, it's in the victory of the end. There's no perfect moment. The best time to begin is now. You keep telling yourself you're waiting for the right time. You're waiting for the schedule to clear. You're waiting for more money, more knowledge, more confidence. You're waiting until the fear is gone, until the plan is flawless, until everything feels certain. But that moment you're waiting for doesn't exist. Life will never line up perfectly for you to begin. There will always be distractions. There will always be reasons to delay. There will always be something that makes you feel like you should wait just a little longer. And if you keep waiting, days turn into months, months turn into years, and years turn into regret. The truth is, starting now is the only real option you have, because the longer you wait, the further your dream drifts away. You don't get ready and then begin. You begin, and that's how you get ready. You learn as you go, you adapt along the way, you grow stronger because you moved before you felt fully prepared. Every person who has ever achieved something great started before they were ready. They stepped into the unknown. They took imperfect action, and they figured it out as they moved forward. If you're waiting for the perfect conditions, you're not waiting for an opportunity, you're avoiding one. The perfect moment is a myth that keeps you stuck. What's real is the moment you have right now, and right now is enough to take the first step, not tomorrow, not when things calm down, not when you feel like it, now, because action taken today will put you further ahead than waiting for the perfect moment ever will. The clock is ticking whether you move or not, and the dream you have won't wait forever. So stop searching for the flawless starting point. It's not coming, this is it, this is the moment, and the best time to begin is right now. Discipline drives achievement. Showing up daily builds results, not occasional bursts. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can give full effort when they feel motivated. But discipline is about doing the work even when the excitement is gone. It's about showing up when you're tired, when you're busy, when you'd rather be doing anything else. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. If you rely on it, your progress will always be inconsistent. But discipline doesn't care about how you feel. Discipline says, do it anyway. And every day you show up, you're stacking bricks. One brick doesn't look like much. 2 bricks still don't look like much. But keep stacking them day after day, and eventually you have a wall. That wall is your result built slowly, patiently, through consistent effort. Occasional bursts can feel powerful in the moment, but they fade. They burn out, they leave you starting over again and again. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when bursts of energy are gone. It's the quiet force that doesn't need applause. It's the steady grind that doesn't need recognition. It's the commitment to your goal that doesn't waver just because today feels hard. Every big achievement you've ever admired was built on discipline. The athlete training before sunrise, the writer working long after everyone else is asleep. The entrepreneur making calls day after day even when no one is answering. That's discipline, the choice to keep going when stopping would be easier, and when the results finally come, you'll know they didn't happen by accident. They were earned, they were built on the back of every single day you showed up, did the work, and refused to quit. So stop chasing bursts of motivation. Start building habits of discipline, because it's not what you do once in a while that changes your life, it's what you do every single day.